everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here, and today we are just putting a bow on the Songs of the Year series, which we wrapped up last week on Friday. Was it Friday that the video came out? I don't know. We've been late with our videos so often anymore. So we're just going to kind of review some things. We're each going to make picks for our favorite and least favorite picks of the other two throughout the series. And, if there's anything that we feel like we missed or overlooked, or if anything has changed since the original airing of the episode, that kind of stuff. Make some amendments here. Well done. That was over a year of our lives doing that series. Very long, very long. And yeah, it was fun. I'm glad it's over. Moving on to other things. How do you guys feel about how it ended? Are you happy with all of your picks? Are there things you regret?
Let's talk about what you want to talk about first, Jason. And you don't believe that there was a honest, true electoral college here. You think Joe maybe tampered with some stuff to get the win, don't you?
Well,
2018.
I can very easily disprove any allegations. Just the way the poll works, I set the end dates when I create the poll every time. It's either 5 or 6 days, depending on when we release the episode or when we record the episode. We were always late towards the end there. So for that last day, I did it as a 5-day voting period. It ended when it was supposed to. My conscience is clear. Actually, if I had kept it open, I had some people in the Discord who were going to vote for me and hadn't yet. So I probably would have pulled off the victory. So please, your allegations are unfounded and unfair.
Maybe that's true, but those rules were never spoken, never written down. My understanding that whoever was winning at the time we recorded the next episode was the winner.
That's definitely how we did it at the beginning.
Well, we also had a set schedule at the beginning that towards the end there, things were a little crazy. And we recorded that episode like 3 days after the last one came out. So it wasn't enough time for the voting populace.
Look, I don't care because I didn't stand a chance to begin with. So it's fine.
Well, I don't
But
really
overall, go ahead.
I don't really care either because we've already recorded our Led Zeppelin setlist draft, and Joe got first pick because he won, but my set was clearly better than his. So I'm feeling fine about how things played out.
Really glad I spent all that time picking songs of the year to win the juicy reward of picking first in the Led Zeppelin setlist draft. It was all worth it.
Wait, we're also supposed to like send you food, right? Send you a Uber Eats you something or whatever. I don't know. Well, let's talk about the song of the year wrap up. I came in third. But I think the thinking man and the artists out there and the more creative types prefer my winners. Looking back, there were a few nominations that I probably would have got on there, but I'm pretty happy with all my choices. Toward the end, I got pretty rough getting Lana on the billboards where I didn't notice she was on the billboards. And like I pointed that out for every video, but overall, I'm pretty happy with what I got. It's just really frustrating because there's so many damn songs. But so what we're going to do is go through 5 favorites and 5 least favorite winners for each of these guys. Joe, my favorite picks of yours, I tried not to include like multiples, like ones that I picked as well, but I'm really just trying to pick my top 5 songs that I at least like as well, that were no-brainers that you had to pick, or that I found really interesting. Funeral for a Friend in 73 by Elton John. Obviously. Thunder Road, 75, Bruce. Obviously. I was going to put God Only Knows on this list, but we don't have it. Like, it's a no-brainer. But the ones that I felt were really interesting, that I'm like really impressed, I like that you went Somebody Told Me in 04 by The Killers, really capturing that dance rock spirit. And I also really like you going The Hand That Feeds in 05 by Nine Inch Nails from With Teeth. Really great banger. And then finally, we all, and this is the only time I think this happened, picked one album but a different song from every album when you picked Grace from Jeff Buckley, which was super cool. The ones that just absolutely put a dagger in my heart, I got to go with ABBA, The Winner Takes All. There's really no business. There's not a year in the world that's the best song of the year. There's just absolutely not going to happen. 2010 is just littered with really good creative indie rock and rock in general and indie pop. And you went with The Power by Kanye West. No. Same with 1974. Of all of the songs you could pick, you went with No Other by Gene Clark. No. And obviously, just one of my least favorite songs of all time and just an embodiment of music that I hate, Knights of Sidonia in 06. The one that really bugged me, though, because I almost never hear you talk about this band, and I think you picked this purely for the votes in 92, Killing in the Name of by Rage. You've never really, I've known you for so long, never been a big Rage guy, didn't talk much on the channel, and I think you scouted that out and were like, I'm going to get the win if I pick this. I found that political and not soulful, and that's my least favorite.
Well, I did have that album on my 492 5-star album. I love Rage Against the Machine. I have no idea what you're talking about. And also, that song got way last place. It wasn't even close. You think I could pick a rap rock song that's that hard and metal and even come close after what happened to Epic and Man in the Box in 90 and 91? You out of your mind?
I don't know. I think this also ties into your just gradual distaste of STP over the last 10, 15 years, where why didn't you pick something from Core or whatever? And
I was just gonna say I kind of screwed it up. I had Breaking the Girl by Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it came out in 91. The single was in 92. It didn't chart, so I don't know, I kind of got screwed up on that whole year for 92. But no, I love Killing in the Name of It. Friggin' rules.
All for the best. That would have, if you picked a Chili Peppers song, that would have been my number one worst for you. Your best picks, I think, 1996, Criminal by Fiona Apple. I like that one. One that I did not see coming from you at all, 1989, I Want to Be Adored from the Stone Roses. I've got No Other on your best picks. Number 3, Gene Clark. Number 2, 1972, I Believe, one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs as well. Great pick. And then 1963 for your best pick of the whole series, Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys. Now for your worst, 2016, The Sound by the 1975. I like some 1975 stuff. Some of the songs that Cram picked are okay. I didn't really know this song, I don't think, that well. I listened to it and do not like it at all. Number 4, controversial. My not liking this song was when we did the listography with Nordista, Digital Love by Daft Punk. One of my least favorite songs on that record. And you both absolutely loved it. So shows what I know, but I'm not a fan of that song. And then this was a weird pick. I did not see it coming, and I just do not agree. What Makes You Think You're the One in 1979 by Fleetwood Mac. Just not even one of the better songs on that record, I don't think. That is just a head scratcher for me. 1987, Tell It to My Heart by Taylor Dane. Yeah, no good. And number 1, The Winner Takes It All. And yeah, The Winner Takes It All. The worst one, 1980.
No one was happy with my 1980 picks. Absolutely no one. I will say a couple of those that you mentioned for your favorite picks are ones, the whole Billboard thing kind of threw it off. I tried to get a little cute in the late 80s. And probably if I had to redo it, I'd have Epic as my winner in 89. Because I push it to 90, but I shouldn't have done that. So, and it doesn't matter. I'd probably have like a Cocteau Twins song for my 90 winner at this point.
Learn to take a compliment. You're hurting yourself here.
All right, bring it on. I want to be roasted here and complimented.
All right, I'll start. I'll start with your best. It's interesting spread here. A lot of your picks just made no sense at all. But in 76, you made a great one with Squonk by Genesis. That was a real close to being my winner that year. It's such a good track. And then I will jump forward into the 90s. We'll do 95. I picked I Got ID that year, but you picked Fake Plastic Trees, which is probably a better representation of 95. Radiohead, the Bends, just a perfect song. So I thought that was a great one. And then we'll jump into the 2010s. I thought you had some good picks there. Sad Girl in 14 from Lana Del Rey. It's a fantastic tune. Love It If We Made It in 18 from the 1975. That was my runner up that year, and I think it's a great song. And also Andromeda from 2019. It's just a fantastic song. Another one that was, real close to making my list, making my winners. Everything else, though, was pretty weird. You had some weird ass picks in between. I just constantly confounded me. The worst one of all, and not that it's a bad song, it's just so weird. The Hand That Feeds, Aerosmith, 1977, really just made no sense. Just that for 1977? Come on. And then 84 with Hold Me Now, which it's a fine song. It's an okay song. We're talking 1984 here. Like there's so many better songs that year. Not even close. 85, you did Celebrated Summer from Husker Du, which nobody liked that. And then let's do Samson from Regina Spektor in 06. Super lame. And then Ramona from the Night Beds in 2013, because I've never heard that song before. And I don't know. It doesn't seem like a winner. Like that can't be a winning song for a whole year. That's my top five, bottom five for you.
All right. Well, I had a different song in the number 5 spot for your best picks of the year. But then I listened to what was my number 6, and that song just is so awesome. And that is Save It for Later. Didn't see that pick coming from you. 1982. Man, what a good song. Love it. Number 4, 1972, Tupelo Honey. Just one of the best love songs ever. Just so good. Number 3, I've got Tears of Rage, your 1968 winner. The Band. I'm a big fan of The Band. I love that song. Good pick. Number 2, I've got your 1981 winner, which was Since You're Gone by the Cars, which I think is one of the Cars' best songs. I think I picked it as their best song. I think it's insanely underrated. You always hear about like Just What I Needed and My Best Friend's Girl and Good Times Roll and all the hits from Heartbeat City. And this one rarely gets mentioned, but it is incredible. The guitar solo is amazing. The whole thing, just great production. But I think your best pick, your best winning pick, at least of the whole series, was your 1970 winner, which was also close to being my winner, Child in Time, but Deep Purple. Doesn't get much better than that. But it does get much worse than that, and you've got a bunch of those. Your 5th worst, I think. And I like this band, so nothing against the band, but just a weird pick for your favorite song of the year. Guilty Cubicles by Broken Social Scene in 01. Just this like ambient instrumental, just what the best song of the year, really? Come on. Number 4, a band that I don't like very much, and I don't like this song much. It is Fitz Pleasure by Alt J in 2012. 3rd worst, White Dress by Lana Del Rey. I kind of liked Lana Del Rey at first, and then it kind of started to like just wear off of me. And then the more and more you guys talk about her, the less and less I like her. And the more I've listened to some of her more recent releases, just not much of a fan anymore. And then, yeah, The Hand That Feeds is such a bizarre pick. It's like the 3rd or 4th best song on that record. It's just so weird. But the worst one is Celebrated Summer by a lot. Not a good song at all, let alone the best of the year.
Fools. I stand by that Aerosmith pick so hard. I still that floats in and out of my listening routine like at least every few weeks. I think it's so badass.
It's not even the best song named Hand That Feeds that won Song of the Year. All right.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, let's do Jason. I'm gonna pick this one because it came really close to winning for me. And it's also a song Jason and I have bonded over pretty much since we met, and that's Most of the Time from 1989, Bob Dylan. The Daniel Lanois production is just phenomenal. Then, very quickly after that, I didn't know he liked this band and this song so much, but when I listen to it now, I think, of course, Jason loves this. It's just like perfect pop construction and gets all the feels. Friday, I'm in Love by The Cure. I didn't know he liked it that much, and I was really impressed to know that he did. Then he just went on an absolute back-to-back-to-back tear in the early aughts, which is probably our cooperatively like most favorite era of music that we both share, and Joe hates, but me and Jason love it, the early 2000s. Do You Realize? Flaming Lips in 02, absolutely amazing and creative. Golden by My Morning Jacket in 03, just this beautiful, like ghostly, like bar ballad. And then Twilight, which won for me in 04 from Elliott Smith. Just that run there, just Jason gets it. But he also doesn't, and here's the proof. Moon in the Water by Dawes in 2011. There's so much good stuff in 2011, and Dawes, they ought to call him Yawns. Dawes is so boring to me. There's nothing interesting about Dawes. Then you think Celebrated Summer in 85 is bad? You picked a fucking a cappella tune in 85 by Todd Rundgren. The year with just like all this great production and stuff going everywhere. You picked Pretending to Care. Really? That is absolutely insane to me. Here's one that's not a terrible song, but for one of the most loaded years ever, like it's a top 5 year for me, 1979. You picked Making Plan for Nigel by XTC. No way. There's 15 songs on London Calling that are better than that. That's no good. Band on the Run, for obvious reasons, should not be a song of the year. And then finally, I struggle with this one. For 77, you went with Dreams, which is my like second least favorite song on that album. So that was just kind of a head scratcher for me. Still a pretty good song. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously I like The Hand That Feeds by Aerosmith more. I like everything else on Rumors pretty much more. I thought that was pretty weak. Other than that, you just did your classic like lame singer-songwriter picks a lot of times for me, but those were the ones that really just kept me up at night, you know?
Didn't I win that year with Dreams? I think I won the vote.
Who cares?
No?
No,
care.
you lost by one vote to Sheep. Pink Floyd, that was mine. You did, I think though you did win the other year. I think you won 79.
Yeah, I won with Making Plans for Nigel.
Because I went the weird Fleetwood Mac pick instead of Comfortably Numb.
No, I think I won for Train in Vain in 79.
No, that's what everyone thought was going to happen, but you lost.
Upset of the series right there, yeah.
Proving that I wasn't just picking songs to win, which could be argued that I was, but not in 79. All right, Jason's 5 best. This was tough. Now there's some good stuff. I mean, leaving out like all the Beatles stuff. Well, I'll put one Beatles in there, but first we'll go from 60. We'll do At Last, Etta James. Great pick. It's a great song. 67, Strawberry Fields Forever, because it's just one of my favorite songs of all time. 77, I Have Dreams. I think it's a great pick. 87, Alex Chilton by The Replacements. That was a great pick there. And then 91, Girlfriend by Matthew Sweet, which was my top 3, I think. It was either my runner-up or in the top 3. It's a great one. Worst, everything from 2010 to 2020, but I really have to narrow it down. I'll stay away from that era in general because there's a lot of other ones I want to complain about. 71, Better Days, Graham Nash, please. In 1971, there's just no possible way. That's the best song. Same with 75, with It Makes a Difference from the band. Doesn't matter how good that song is. It's 1975. There's like 30, 40 bands just kicking the band's ass at that point. I also have 1985's Pretending to Care from Todd Rundgren. Not that I think it's a bad song necessarily, but another year where it's like there's just so much good stuff to choose from. And apparently everyone loves this song. I do not. Birdhouse in Your Soul. They Might Be Giants from 1990. I do not get it at all. I think it sounds cheesy and plastic and lame. And this one, more of a minor complaint, and you and Crams are both picked songs from this album. It Still Moves, 03. Golden's okay. Whatever Crams are picked was okay, but One Big Holiday is by far the best song on that album, and I will hear nothing contrary to the sort. How did you both pick songs from that album, and neither of you picked One Big Holiday? I almost picked One Big Holiday.
You should have. We could have had another Grace situation there.
That would have been cool.
Is that it? Are you done?
Yeah, I mean, I have some other ones I could add. All the Bob Dylan ones, pretty lame.
Don't embarrass yourself. All right. Well, one thing I will say, as far as things that we kind of messed up on, Moon in the Water should not have been the 2011 winner because I missed my actual favorite song of that year, which is County Line by Cass McCombs. I still stand by Moon in the Water being an incredible song, but County Line is just even better.
Now, were there any other instances like that for you where you'd think, if I could go back, I would change it?
Well, as discussed last week, I didn't miss it. I didn't totally overlook it, but I had it as a runner-up, and it should have been the winner, and that's The Ghost in You. I know Joe's on a kind of rampage about this song now that everyone seems to love it in the comments, but yeah, I just think it's incredible. It should have been the winner over over Hello Again by the Cars. If I had a do-over, that's one I would do over.
If I had a do-over, I would probably not have Tell It to My Heart win in 87, because I'd probably go for something off Appetite for Destruction, which would have made more sense, but I was trying to get cute and push things around and do the Billboard thing. But that does seem like a bit of a weak choice for 87. Still love the song. But yeah, I'd probably like Welcome to the Jungle or Mr. Brownstone more.
Anything for you, Cram? Or you're sticking with?
No, no. I looked back and I was like, yeah, I like all these songs a lot. I don't think I would change a damn thing, to be honest.
Okay, well, there you go. That's the series. It'll be back at the end of 2022. We'll have another Songs of the Year, another Albums of the Year, and I'm sure a bunch of other end of the year type of shows for you. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching the whole series. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Drop down in the comments what your favorite picks of the series were, and of course, your least favorite. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.